Okay, it's ready.
Okay, all right. Well, let's see if we're ready to go. I'll go ahead and call our meeting to order. Looks like I have 10:09. Let's see, has everyone had a chance to review the agenda for this morning?
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Does anyone have any additions? Let's see, Lauren, I guess, let's say I don't see member matters. Do we need to add that at the bottom?
I mean, if you want to, we can. I had just shortened it because I thought we were trying to kind of get through it quickly.
Yeah, why don't we add that, and then we'll keep it short. I think.
So I'm going to make
right
members.
along.
I'm going to make member matters E, and then I'll move adjournment to F. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay.
Anyone else have any additions or changes? If not, do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
Move that we approve the agenda with the addition of member matters as item E under new business.
A second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Okay, all right. Then moving on to old business, the first item is to approve the minutes from our last meeting on November 5th. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes that Lauren's presented?
Dan, Sandra sent me 3 little small revisions last night. I made those changes this morning. She wanted on 3A to add, hold on, I'm trying to get it there. Gosh, this thing renumbered itself. I'll fix it so it's 3 is showing old business. I guess when I did it today, it renumbered itself. But on A there, where it says Ms. Harbin informed the board she would revisit, and she wanted me to put the sales ratio study, so I added the sales ratio study in there on A. And then on 4C, on the memo from the Department of Revenue, she asked me to add the amount there for the elderly homestead, so I added the 75,552. And then the final thing was on FB. There was a duplicate was approved at the end of the sentence, and so I corrected that as well.
Okay, all right, thanks. It looked like those all kept clarified.
What was it? What was FB?
It had was approved at the end of the sentence after that -02.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it kind of was a duplicate.
Oh, okay, okay. Yes, yes.
Yeah, the next sentence said it passed, I see.
All right.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
I move that we approve the minutes with changes discussed.
Second.
Okay, hearing no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
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 Okay, all right, motion passes. All right, then the next item is the personal property audit, a status update. Lauren, you got a quick report for us?
Yes, y'all should all have a copy of the spreadsheet there that shows what was completed for this month. There were 16 audits completed, and you will have the copies of those in your packet. Well, actually, I'm sorry, there were 18. I was looking at November. There were 18 processed for the month of December. And then 4 Marines and the 3 aircrafts, they were all processed this month. And that's the status update.
All right, I see on your spreadsheet, you're showing that our overall project is 76, almost 77% complete.
Yes, sir.
And then it looks like the business audits are about 61%. The Marine, 98. And airplanes, 25%.
Well, I think they might have that one backwards because they're they processed 3 aircraft for December. Wait, no, they didn't. Well, they're showing 3 aircraft for December. So I don't know if that.
Okay, so that'll okay. I see. So there's been 1 done and 3 left. That'll be, so that's the 25% then. Maybe the rest of it may be underway then.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Well, that gives sort of a high level overview of the status. Does anyone have questions for Lauren?
So that 15 audits over contract means, I guess, that they're ahead of schedule, or what does that
No,
mean?
that means that initially we thought there were only X amount of accounts, and it's turned out there were more accounts than we thought.
Okay. Okay, they expected 627 and they were actually 642. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
When do we expect the work to be complete?
The contract end date is in June, but I feel like it'll probably be done before then.
Okay. Yeah, my page of the printout shows January, and then it cuts off. That's like the last.
Yeah, I don't think
yes,
they like made it further over at this point. Like it was for this audit. There only so much can fit on one page, and they haven't started out with the next yet. Next set for next year.
Okay.
You should see that next month.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Lauren. And then let's see. The next item is you've got some audit reports to share with us this morning.
Yes, sir. Let me get this rotated back around again. Okay, so the first one is Jason Taft Construction. As you can see, it was over assessed for 2017, so there will be a refund on the 2017 year, and then nothing for 2015 or 16. So there will just be a change on the 2017 for this one. The next one's RL Bishop. I believe there are several accounts, and so the assets were regrouped across the accounts on this one. So on this account number 80, there'll be a refund for the year 16, 17, and 18. But then when we go here to this RCI services, that's another part of the same company. There's a refund for 16 and 16, but then I'm sorry, that's incorrect. There's a bill being created for 16, 17, and 18 for the RCI. And then this Cedar Cove is also RL Bishop, and there were variances for all 3 years for Cedar Cove. So we've got Cedar Cove, RCI, and RL Bishop that had variances across the 3 years. But that's all basically operated out of one building.
Okay, all right, any questions for Lauren on these reports or summary pages? Okay, Lauren, you want to keep going?
Yes, sir. Okay, so the next one is Hamp's Food Store. It looks like there was a negative variance on 15, 16, and 17 on this account. And then there's another Hamp's Food Store account with a negative variance for 17, and then a positive variance for 15 and for 16. So basically, there's a convenience store and a liquor and a bottle store that are attached to each other. And so these two reports are for both of those. Any questions there? Okay. The next one's Hecate. This is the solar panels. Looks like they show a pretty large variance across all 3 years. And the initial year has a fairly large penalty there. The next account's Coca-Cola bottling. And there are several of these accounts, and they're in different tax districts across the county. So
What is this exactly? The Coca-Cola that's everywhere? Is it the machines?
It could be machines. It could be coolers in convenience stores. It's NEFF, so that's equipment. So it could be Coke machines. It could be the coolers that they put in convenience stores. I can pull the file if you want to know exactly what it is.
You answered that. I think I understand that.
Okay. So like I said, those are across all the districts in the county. And that's it as far as the personal property audits go.
Okay, let's see then, let's see, Lauren, just to further clarify, you're recommending these audits that we make the motion, you're wanting approval of these audits, is that right?
Yes, sir, so that we can send the notices.
Okay, so Lauren is recommended that we approve these audit reports that she's presented this morning and send the notice that we will send the notice of assessments, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
I move that we approve the audit and send the notice of assessments as requested, as shown. by
It's
Lauren.
recommended. It's recommended, okay?
Second that.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second to approve the audit reports recommended by our chief appraiser. Is there any further discussion on these audits? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Okay, so the motion passes. Okay, moving on to new business. Let's see, Lauren, you got the first item is the appeals update.
Yes, sir. So, it ended up that there was just one, account that actually appeared at the Board of Equalization hearing. And the Board of Equalization did make a slight adjustment on that account, and those error releases have been given to the tax commissioner to edit the bill. And so basically that's it for the appeals update. We don't have any pending appeals at this point. Everything's been cleared.
Okay. Now remind us which, I know you had, I don't see the list. You had the list last time. Is that in our package?
No, sir,
did I
it's
miss
not.
that? Which
Hold on just a second.
which owner was that appeared?
I believe the name was Copeland. Let me look back. Hold on just a second. Okay, so Geraldine Brown settled. John Simpson, well, when I say settled, she didn't settle. She waived her appeal. John Simpson waived his appeal. Katrina and Mahone Copeland did not waive their appeal, but they did not appear. So our value was held. And Willie and Annie Copeland did appear, and the Board of Equalization made a slight adjustment on their value.
And was this involving a house or what was
Yes,
the
sir,
issue?
it was.
Okay, the value of a house, okay. Okay, all right, thanks.
Yes, sir.
Any questions for Lauren on our update there? So we had 4 that were total, and then 1 out of the 4 went to the BOE.
Well, 2 of them waived their appeal rights. The third one did not waive, so that went to the BOE, but they did not appear, so the BOE just held our value.
Oh, I see. So there was another one that was no change. Okay. So if I understand correctly, then two went to the BOE then.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so that's, I mean, I think about the 6,000 plus parcels that were happening in the county. Having only 2 going to the BOEs, and particularly since we had the adjustment on some parcels that we got underway. Overall, that sounds positive. All right, let's see, we'll move on if there's nobody has any other questions. Let's see, the next item, and I see Lauren on B and C, you've got the approval to mail personal property returns and approval of the pre-bill mobile home digest. If I recall right, I believe these are the items of business that have to be done by the, is it January 5th each year?
Well, the pre-bill mobile home digest has to be turned over to the tax commissioner by January the 5th. So, and we always mail personal property returns in December.
Okay. Okay, all right, you want to go over item B then, approve, you're
Yes,
seeking approval to
so
mail
you're
personal property.
just asking for approval to get the personal property returns mailed, and that's just a mass mail out that goes to all personal property accounts so they can return their business personal property and marine personal property.
Okay, and then I believe y'all pull the boat list from DNR each year at about this time, or
Yes, sir, that was done last month.
so y'all done the cross referencing to be sure you catch anybody that's gotten a new boat or whatever.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're seeking approval to mail the personal property returns.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve the mailing the personal property returns?
I move that we approve the mailing of the personal property return.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve mailing of the personal property returns. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Okay, motion passes. Okay, thanks. And then the next item is approval of the pre-bill mobile home digest. Lauren, you want to explain that or go over that?
Yes, sir. So in your packets, I've included a copy of the 2018, 2019, and 2020 pre-bill mobile home consolidation report that shows the counts of the mobile homes in each district and then the total value of the mobile homes. And so we have completed all the work for 2020 on the pre-bill mobile home digest, and we're seeking approval to forward that to the tax commissioner.
Okay, let's see. Do we have a motion to approve the pre-bill mobile home digest?
I move that we approve the mobile home pre-bill digest as presented.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
The 2018, the 2018 and 2019 are just for information only, are they, Lauren?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Remind us, Lauren, let's see, I believe we use the NADA values, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And then y'all update those y'all, what do you call it, downloading or?
Yes, sir. We download the NADA values each year.
Right, so it takes into account the current market values and makes the slight adjustments for either depreciation or if the market's a hot market, they go up a little bit or whatever.
That's correct.
Okay. Um, and I see, that column, it looks like it's additional value. I take it that's the add-ons like carports and that kind of decks and that kind of thing.
It says add-on value there at the
Uh-huh.
top
Oh,
of
I'm
the.
sorry, add-on.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. And so that's what's, from the site visits and your staff, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Is there any further discussion or questions? If none, let's say we've got a motion and a second. All those in favor of approving the pre-built mobile home digest, say aye.
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 Okay, the motion passes. Let's see then, member matters. I was just gonna update y'all. I took that deed research class there back in November. I think I took my class the week after you all had a class. And I know I found the virtual training. Mine went, because this morning I'm having internet issues, but that week everything went smooth, and I enjoyed the class and found it interesting and all. So, and then that's a good one to take. It goes into all kind of ways of conveying property. Sort of remind me of like estate planning and remind me of some things I need to see about taking care of. So,
What was it? What was the class again, Dan?
it was called Deed Research. It was a 20-hour, 2.5-day class. But anyway, that's one I recommend. Be good. It's like I say, it's almost like going to a financial seminar or whatever.
And I guess, Dan, we need to discuss too that the tax commissioner's office has moved across the street from the courthouse, where the old pharmacy building was. We are still in our same location. There has been some confusion from taxpayers about that. We have a big sign out front. We are allowing customers into the lobby one at a time and seeing them at the window now that those front offices are completely closed. I don't know. They're saying that the move is temporary, but I don't know. I've not gotten any details whatsoever on when they intend to come back or what changes will be made. That I don't know anything else.
Yeah, I stopped by there and paid my property taxes a week or so ago, and looks like they did that so they could spread out. They've got the desk, sort of separated from one another, and Jamie was in the back of that. It's a big room, and they have it where you go in, and they've got room enough to form a line where people can be 6 foot apart, waiting to pay their taxes. But then, and then I visited with Jamie a few minutes. He came up. I was one of the only few there in line, and he did mention that, and I think he had just learned of it that day, and I don't know whether it's finalized or just talk, but he said the sheriff's office, I guess the sheriff's department must be moving to the new building. I guess what's that, the old Maxway building there by where we vote now, and that their old building, I guess out there on the edge of town on US 80, there was talk about you all from the tax building moving out there. Have you heard anything on that?
Has been vetoed, and the elections is going out there now because of the amount of space that's required for the elections by the Department of Homeland Security. And so it's my understanding that our building did not meet their square footage requirement.
Oh, they were gonna put elections in y'all's building?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I thought about, as far as like, being near the, clerk's office and running across to check on a piece of property. It's convenient being there on the courthouse square. Be a little inconvenient being outside of edge of town, so. Okay, and let's say the class, I believe you all had the class, was it assessment administration?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, did anyone else have anything else today? And just to share with the group? Hearing none, let's see, then the next is our next scheduled meeting. Let's see, we've got that tentatively set for Tuesday morning, January the 5th. Of course, our first meeting of the new calendar year is when we elect officers. We elect the chairman and the secretary, board secretary. And I guess, Laura, between now and then, you can ask your staff if either one, see if you can get one to volunteer to be secretary. Also, when we set that date, I think I had the deadline of the pre-bill mobile home digest that we have to get to the tax commissioner by the 5th of January each year. And so we had that on sort of in mind too. And I guess since we just took care of that this morning, that gives us a little flexibility, I guess, on the 5th, if something, if someone gets sick or we don't have a quorum or whatever, if we need to postpone that, I guess now, our first meeting of the year, doesn't necessarily have to be in the first, few days there. But right now,
if all possible, I would like to keep that date because I know I have some things coming up towards the end of that week, and so I don't know how my schedule will be. But if we can keep the date of January 5th, that's a good date for me.
Right. I agree. That's what I was going to say. We'll keep that date. It's tentative. But getting our business took care of this morning does give us a little bit of flexibility there that we otherwise would not have had. If we'd have been trying to get in a meeting before the 5th. So, but we'll hold that date. I've got that blocked off, and hope we all stay healthy after the new year, and we'll plan to meet as planned. Let's see, is there anything else that we need to go over?
No, sir.
All right, let's see, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I move that we adjourn.
Looks like I'm showing 10:42. So I think I told y'all we try to hold it to 30 minutes. We did pretty good.
All right. I'll see y'all later.
All right. Thanks, then. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Okay.
Thanks. Merry Christmas.
All right. Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah, Merry
Bye-bye.
Christmas. Bye.
Bye.